You are listening to the Soul Curators podcast, where we get into the funk and soul of things. It's all about good conversations about music. So come join us.
Yo, welcome back. Welcome to Soul Curators. I'm doing the intro today. And this is Soops Kitchen. And we have the lady of the house, Miss ChristinaCurates. We have some special guests with us today. Well, first, before that, we got to make a huge shout out to Mr. Alpeak and also Mr. Goodbar that's not with us today. He's traveling. Mr. Goodbar is our, whatever he called him, the janitor of this thing. And, he does great at this. So Mr. Goodbar is sorry that he couldn't make it. But we gonna hold it down for him. Big shout out to Mr. Alpeak, our producer, who does this thing behind the scenes. True, big shout out. Thank you, sir. But we are here today with this group, Bathe. I'm sorry. Bathe. We are here with the group Bathe. I'm so nervous because I don't do intros, so I completely butchered it. I am sorry. We are here with this great group. We got a lot to talk to you guys about. You just dropped your new album, and we're gonna talk about that. I'm gonna let ChristinaCurates go from here.
Yes, sir. So how are you guys doing today? Thank you for being with us at Soul Curators. How are you today?
Doing well over here. Thank y'all so much for having us. Corey and I, we actually were just hanging out earlier with our managers. We were shooting some content because that's the way of the artist these days. But I can't complain. Good.
So I'm going to go. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Corey. My bad.
Oh, no. I was about to just, I was going to say something similar. I'm also just a little cold because I'm hanging outside of my gym. But, just happy to be here.
Oh, man.
Thank you for being with us today. So, how did you guys come up with your name? Since he butchered it the way he did. No, I'm kidding.
Nah. It's like when you choose. When you have a name that is also a very popular verb, it's one of those things. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel a type of way. Like I'm just happy whenever anyone's even interested in the name in the first place. But basically, Dev and I, we met in school, we met in college, and we both moved to New York. Not like together. Dev is already from New York, but we, moved around the same time, ended up being roommates. And we got really involved in the, independent music scene out in New York. And there's a magazine out here called The Deli that chronicles different, DIY and indie type shows. And they were writing an article about another band that we both really enjoyed. And in the article, the writer was saying, being at the show felt like I was bathing in sound. And I just thought that was such a beautiful image and like a beautiful feeling. And I was just like, wow, like, I would love for our project to give people that feeling. And so, I ran it by Dev and, the whole phrase slowly but surely got more and more compact until eventually we were Bathe.
That's cool. Okay.
Dope. That is very dope because I do feel like that when I listen to Avalon. I feel like I'm bathing. Hey. It feels like that. Like so I get that.
Yeah, it was almost as though the name. Of course, it was like our name, but it was also kind of like a statement of intent. Like this is what we're trying to do.
Right. That's cool. So I have another question for you. Let's say if you were being introduced to someone that has never heard your sound or heard you before, your music, what would be the first song that you would say, hey, go listen to this?
I think it depends. I hate to be the artist that's like, we have eras, we're complex, we contain so much. But I think like it depends on what era of Bathe we're talking about. Like if we're talking right now, what interests us right now, I think Avalon is a really good place to start. Like it has the beautiful like guitar tones. It's got the lyrics that are thoughtful, but also not too serious. It's got like it just has this, like Corey was talking about, this feeling of like being bathed in a wall of sound. But I think that there are other periods in our career making music together where I think a song like Sure Shot might have been a bit more accurate, a better place to start. But for right now, I think Avalon's not a bad place to start. So if y'all want to listen to Avalon, please go ahead by all means.
Okay. What about you, Corey? Do you have one?
I agree. I think Avalon, I feel like in every album there's a song that like just kind of embodies everything that you're about as an artist. And I feel like Avalon is that on this album. And I feel like it's kind of taking the spiritual baton from us, like some of, a song like Schonefeld on their last album or Sure Shot on the first record. I feel like all those songs are spiritually linked in that they're just like perfect encapsulations of what makes us in the, R&B landscape.
So say that first one again. Say it again. Shona
Oh,
song?
yeah. So we have a song on the last album called Schonefeld that I think also kind of just, because I like to think of us, in the landscape of R&B, I kind of think we're on the dreamier, a little bit of like in a more alternative side. And I feel like Sure Shot, Schonefeld, and Avalon are like the songs that embody that the most to me.
Now, the reason why I asked that is because I was on Spotify. You know how they do the daily mix for you if you're and that song came on, Shona Soul. I couldn't pronounce it, so now I can, but I'm like, oh my God, who is this? That was my first time hearing you guys. And it was so short. I was like, I gotta have more. So I'm glad you did point that out, because that's one of my favorite songs. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
So this was you guys, you mentioned genre, and we were trying to have a discussion about where would we put you guys as far as genre go. I'm maybe create something different. It's like surf soul or something like if that could be a genre, that's like I would put you guys in that, because it just feels like you out on the beach when the music comes on and just seeing waves is going through as your music is coming on. But where do you guys put yourself in genre wise? Like, do you feel R&B, soul? Where do you feel?
I think that's a pretty. I think the whole surf soul thing. I like that. I think genre as an artist is most powerful when other people talk about it. I feel like when the artist talks about it, I feel like number one, we're not like, it's really hard to be accurate and objective when you're the artist.
Right.
I can only really talk about influences, like specific people, specific pieces, specific albums, specific artists that influence the sound. It's really hard when we start talking about genre, because you get caught up in all this, like, I don't know, this stuff that isn't actually, related to the music. You start talking about cultural phenomena, social phenomena, proximity. But I think of the stuff that I hear other people say, I like when people talk about the music being wavy and watery and refreshing. And I feel like those words, they feel true to me. And, I don't know if I can slap like a hard label on anything. But I don't know. I feel like what you said sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah. I think one, like the way that I think about it, we make what we're interested in at the time. We like experiment with the sounds and the textures and the instruments that are just like calling us. And so like, however that comes out is however that comes out. And sometimes it sounds like R&B, sometimes it sounds like indie rock, sometimes it sounds like something else completely. So I think that we kind of just like let whatever come out. And I also think that like, to Corey's point, like there are a lot of expectations that come when you like say that I belong to X and X genre. But I think that there is something about like us saying that we are R&B artists and being like very, I don't know, there's something special and honoring about feeling like you're a part of a canon of artists that includes like Maxwell, D'Angelo. Like, I don't know, there's just so many artists that I'm glad to like share cultural space with. And so like for better or for worse, whatever we call ourselves, like R&B is always going to be attached to us. And I'm very excited about that. So,
yeah. I love the R&B label because it means a lot and it means nothing at the same time, because the difference between, you want to take like D'Angelo and you want to take like, I don't know, Sampha, like that the amount of our Solange, like, sure, we're all part of the same family tree, but like there's so much sonic, lyrical, every aspect of music. It's just there's so much space. I mean, between a Prince and a Lucky Day, I mean, there's like, you know, strains of the same DNA, but you can really take it in whatever direction you want. And I feel very like free as an R&B artist to, you know, just do whatever feels right. And you know, sometimes it feels a little nebulous, particularly, you know, when white folks are talking about what they perceive R&B to be. But like, you know, in terms of just being a part of the Black musical canon, I feel honored, and I also don't feel like limited in any way.
And I think that we as consumers can get so caught up in who they are. Is this R&B? Is this that? But like you said, there's so many branches of R&B that we can listen to. It's like, don't put them in a box. If you want to come out with an album, like I know when Music Soul Child came out with his rap album, everybody was disappointed. But it's like, let them be the artists that they are. If he wants to come out and do some rap, or if you want to come out and do some jazz, or whatever the case may be. I mean, we shouldn't, as consumers, limit artists. That's my opinion.
But was it good though? Was it good? That's a
whole other conversation. We're not going. Remember,
we wasn't hating because he did it. It was just fake. Like, was it good?
Was it good?
You know what I mean?
Good.
You know, sometimes folks got to get their stuff off. You know, like maybe this album, maybe you know, that Left Turn doesn't work out, but maybe that's what kicks off, you know, the album after that is that much more fire because they got that out of their system, or they explored it and now they know how to hone it.
Or they
I feel like him getting his hip hop rocks ended up him working with Hit Boy and making that last album he did was great. So I feel like it all came full circle. He was able to get it off. It didn't work, and then he went and did something else that worked. So it worked. It's great.
But the idea of, like you said, just being able, you're under a tree, the R&B tree, and it's better for us as consumers to kind of say, hey, this sounds like this, or this sounds like that. Because if you start saying, hey, we're this, like you said, it just kind of puts you in a box a little bit, and you probably don't want to be there. Definitely don't want to be there. So that takes me to another question. I know you guys are just coming off tour. And what song, I guess we probably know what song, but what song was your favorite to sing? And what was the crowd favorite?
Ooh. I'm curious about what you think our favorite to sing was. I want to hear that.
Well, I guess what I meant was the crowd favorite. I know Avalon probably went hard, I'm sure, when you start playing.
You know,
yeah, Avalon's really fun to perform, I gotta say. It's exciting. Like, it's the show that we started the set with. And it's like the newest song that like had relative success. It's light, it's a little funkier. We were touring with this really incredible band from like the 70s called Samandi, and they were like a funk band. So Avalon kind of felt like our nice little way of like honoring them a little bit. But yeah, it was an incredible one to sing live. I think the song that got the most like crowd energy might have been the cover that we did of Maxwell's Something Something, just because it was like a cappella. It was like me and Corey. He got to show off his guitar skills. I got to show off the vocal range a little bit, and it kind of resonated with the age group. But yeah.
Okay, well, I definitely that one.
I'd say, I think, you know, it felt very regional, and it felt very random. Like, I was always surprised every night by which song stood out, because I felt like it wasn't the same song every night. I felt like when we were on the West Coast, a lot of the weirder stuff got more, people were more interested. I felt like when we were on the East Coast, some of the more like hip hop adjacent stuff felt like people were really excited about. So that's part of the fun of playing these, like going on tour. It's like every night you're like, oh, okay, that's what y'all are excited about, huh?
Yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. But I would love to hear that cover. I know you guys.
Hey, you gotta come out to a show. You gotta pull up.
Yeah, I know. I was supposed to pull up to Atlanta, but I don't think I can stand for. I'm older, not older, but you know, I can't stand for long.
Hey.
But
you'll be VIP at the next one. No stress.
There we go.
Okay, all right, that sounds good.
I know y'all never been to Cleveland before, so I just have to.
We have.
I have to.
We just haven't played any shows.
How long ago? Yeah. How long ago was it?
Did we play Cleveland?
2 years ago. This was 2 years ago, and we didn't play Cleveland, but we played another big city in Ohio. What city?
Columbus.
It was Columbus.
Oh yeah, I think that we did. Yeah, I think we did do that.
That's 2 hours away. So next time I'll pull up. But
we just something. We'll send it to y'all. Make it
easy. No, but so I definitely time around. I'll definitely be there for sure. I'm not gonna miss it.
Thank you.
As you guys were talking, it got me thinking about some of your backgrounds. You guys both have musical backgrounds with your parents and grandparents. I think Corey, your grandfather was a guitarist, a blues guitarist.
This is correct. Yes.
Devin, your mom was a jazz singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys have a really deep musical background. How much of a role does that play into how you create your music today?
I think for me on my end, I didn't know that my granddad played guitar until I was like pretty deep into it. One day my uncle hit me up and was like, "Hey, like you should have this," and he like gave me my grandfather's guitar. I was like, dude, he was like, yeah, this is like a family heirloom now at this point. I was like, oh, I didn't even know he played guitar. And then that kind of kicked off my curiosity. And ever since, it's been like a motivating factor for me. Like, I feel like when I've had like those, inevitable dark nights of the soul or whatever, it's like, I'm carrying on a dream that's intergenerational. Like, it makes you want to pick yourself up and just keep going, And because just with my grandfather ended up emigrating to the United States from Jamaica, and he kind of had to drop it. So I kind of feel like I picked it up, and I don't know. That's just it's just something that keeps me going mostly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. On my end, my sister and I were doing homework at like jazz clubs with my mom. We were like getting called up to do background vocals and then going back to our desks and like doing Spanish homework. Like that's the kind of like life that we were living. And with that, right, that means that my mom was always really supportive of any creative interest or artistic interest that my sister and I had. And that's a really special thing, because a lot of kids that like look like me don't necessarily have that kind of support. Like, I think that there's something really special and something really like, I don't know, I feel very blessed to say that my mother and my dad, like, we're both really, really supportive of every single like play, or when I wanted to be an actor, they sent me out to auditions. Like that was the thing that like was always sort of a part of home life for me. So I think that there's a kind of fearlessness that I have when it comes to art now that I think I wouldn't have if it weren't for my parents always showing me that kind of support since I was young. So yeah.
So I know Soops had a question about the title of the album.
Yes. So with the title, it could be said in different ways. Is that correct? Because it's inside voices or inside voice because of the parentheses. So like, is there a special meaning behind that, or like?
Yeah,
I'm just overthinking it.
No, absolutely. It's there for you to overthink it. Like, I think oftentimes when we talk about the voices inside of our heads, when we talk about like our internal monologue, we usually use like the singular, right? We talk about it being sort of one like singular voice, like our voice. But, through the course of writing this album and sort of like talking to friends, talking to family, collecting family histories, and just like all these different like sources of inspiration, you realize that like everything that we love, everything that we're inspired by, everything that motivates us, everything that disappoints us, they all come from like all these different sources. They come from, the people that are closest to us. They come from the thing that our boss said that one day when we were having a bad, like, there are just so many different things that influence like the way that we think about ourselves and the way that we think about the world. And so Inside Voices was kind of like a play on that, like just like the interaction between our sense of self and then the multitude of other people that sort of influence the way that we think about things. So I don't know. It's just like a fun concept to play around with. It also like helps that Corey and I are two different people who also write everything together. So it's like we're two different voices that are like trying to present the world with this one unified vision, and that's like its own sort of interplay, right? Like it's just, I don't know, I love it. And like side A, like you'll see a lot more of Corey's like influence and personality. Side B, you'll see mine. But when you watch the two, or when you listen to the two together, you get this like unified vision of what Bathe is. I think that's really special.
That's awesome.
Okay. That's cool.
I feel like it's just like an exploration of how like in regards to like an internal monologue, like one voice can be made up of many,
Right.
Mm-hmm. So hearing that, it's like I'm gonna go back and start over and listen to it again, just knowing that you're saying, the two voices come together. I think that's really dope. That's cool.
Yeah.
So are there some artists that you would like to work with in later projects, or if you have any that you're starting to work with now? Or let me back up. I know you guys probably hate it when people say, hey, so what are you doing next? And you just dropped an album, right? But I mean, is there someone that you would like to work with in the future?
I know Frank Ocean on that list.
I don't know if Frank is worried about music like that anymore. I mean, if he is, you feel free to, give him my number. But I think, I don't know. And like the PR trained artist in me, it tells me not to say this, but I think that sometimes right after you put out an album, it almost feels like the past version of yourself challenging the current version of yourself. Like listening back and being like, wow, this is like this is like a, dare I say, great body of work. I want to do even greater. Like I want to push myself even harder, push myself even farther. Like I'm so keenly aware of what it took to make this piece of art that I'm like excited for the next journey. I know that I say that, I almost don't want to say it because you want to revel in the success of the body of work you just made. But I don't know, I've just been so inspired to pick up the guitar every day and just keep exploring, keep pushing myself as an artist. In terms of people I want to work with, I'd say broadly speaking, I love people who have like a unique voice, a unique perspective, people who don't feel like they are trying to do anything cookie cutter. I think a few artists that stand out to me who are like that are Ray Lozano, who is based out overseas. I think she's in the Netherlands, or don't quote me. I think she's based in Amsterdam. We have a buddy, Brandon, on the West Coast, who I think is just such a talented songwriter. Isaiah Huron is, I think he's based in New York right now. I've been rinsing his last project. I'll write the lyrics later. I think it's so good. And I would also just say, Mareba is great. Solange, where you at? SZA is great. And hey, Frank, if you ever decide to come back to music, man, we'll welcome you with open arms.
Wow, that's cool. That's a good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize.
Go ahead. I just did this. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like I love all those folks. I think I heard someone say that like we are the light side to Brent Faiyaz's dark side. So I feel like it would be cool to collaborate with Brent Faiyaz one day.
Really?
There's this. there's like I think they call it dark R&B, like when it's like really like toxic themes.
I think the context was I have an artist that I produce with, and she was saying that her cousin said that he likes to listen to Frank like when he's getting ready to go out to the club, and he'll listen to Bathe on his way back to the way back home. So it's kind of like, Frank Ocean's like, that's like my I'm about to get, go to the club and do some things maybe I shouldn't. And then, Bathe is how I like rinse my soul afterwards. And I was like, however people want to contextualize the music is fine by me.
Frank or Brent?
Right.
Oh, I said Frank this whole time, but I meant Brent.
Right. Okay. But yeah, all I have to say, Brent Faiyaz, dope. There are these like, I think they're a brother sister duo. I don't know where they're based, but they're called Gia, Jia with a little asterisk. They make like some of the most beautiful soul rending like music. Like their harmonies are incredible. Like they take me to church every single time. Cleo Soul just had a show yesterday, just reminding me how like spiritual and just how transcendent her music is. Would love to collaborate with Cleo Soul.
You did go. You went to the show. Were you able to attend?
No.
Okay.
I felt the spirit through Instagram stories. I saw people's stories and I was like, all right, yeah, take me to church.
Yeah. It's like, I gotta see it now. Like I gotta go live and see Cleo. Like I'm not ready to cry at a concert, but I guarantee I'm probably gonna cry at the concert.
Listen, absolutely. So yeah, you know, there are a lot more artists, Ethel. There are a lot more folks, but any artist that can make me cry, I think that's a good barometer. If they make you cry, I probably want to collaborate with them.
I could definitely hear you guys with King. I don't know if, hopefully they'll be making. Yeah. But I could definitely hear you guys with King. Something with you, the music, the music, and just the way the soul, the way it makes you feel. I could definitely hear you guys with King, for sure.
Heck yeah.
So I know we don't want to have Corey outside for too much longer because you are.
Oh no, I'm chilling, man. I'm having a great time. If we're gonna cut it short, don't do it on my account.
Okay. So I do have another one. So let's say you guys were in charge of your own festival. Okay, you could bring whoever you wanted to bring. Let's say they said you had to bring maybe 5 or 6 artists. Who would you have on your festival?
Okay, so this is definitely.
Alive?
Okay. Well, let's say dead or alive. I want to say alive, but because it could probably happen. But whatever you want. But dead or...
I think this one's really easy. First things first, D'Angelo and the Vanguard headline. Boom, easy. Second thing second, we got Solange headline on the other stage. Boom, easy. Then we got Ray Lozano's pulling up for sure. I'm gonna try to pull in some names that I haven't said already. Orion's son has to pull up. Our homie Cautious Clay absolutely has to pull up. I mean, we'll be there at our festival. I want to throw people for a loop, so I'm about to hit up Paris, Texas. I'm definitely gonna also hit up Mick Jenkins and my cousin's Green Slime. And let's see, to finish it off, AJ Radico has to be on the rap stage. He's amazing. His new singles are like make me lose my mind in the gym. And then I would also probably pull Kenny Mason because his last tape goes crazy.
Yes. Okay. Hey, that pull-up remix, y'all did your thing on that.
Oh wow!
Appreciate you.
Yeah,
that pull-up remix is dope. But it appears you've been waiting on this. You've been waiting on this festival question because, like, you didn't hesitate.
Look, hey, Live Nation, Ticketmaster, whoever, tap in with your boy, man. Let's make some money.
You was ready.
Yeah, sorry, I won't be as rapid fire. I won't be as rapid fire, but for mine, like, I'm having Donny Hathaway.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep mine a little. It's gonna be a little bit like, it's gonna be like more generational. We're crossing generations with this one. Donny Hathaway. I want Aretha Franklin. I want Diana Ross. I want Maxwell. I want D'Angelo. Yeah, D'Angelo's got to pull up. D'Angelo's always gonna pull up. I'm getting Frank.
Nah, he's already playing my festival. I'm sorry, bro. You already
Listen, Frank may or may not come. It depends on who's paying more money. Frank may or may not come.
You think you're gonna have more money after you get Donny Hathaway?
Hey, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm letting.
Don't look at my wallet, bro. Don't look at my wallet.
This is how we be talking off camera. That's my bad. We got too comfortable. That's on me.
Listen, bro. Stop watching $5. I spend my money how I want.
So is this how it goes? Like when you guys are creating, is this like how much do y'all do, or is it like full of jokes the whole time?
No,
I mean,
this is
it'll be like deep work, deep work, deep work, natural lull, talk crazy to each other, heart to heart, a couple rounds of some random video game, and then the cycle continues.
Oh wow. I don't think you were finished with your list though. That sounded like he was still going, right?
Yeah, my fault.
My bad,
dude. I just have one more. Dijon. Dijon's an incredible alternative R&B artist. And other than that, we're good.
You're not putting Layla Hathaway on the list?
What'd you say?
If you got Donnie, you gotta have Layla, right?
The thing is, I thought I got a 2-for-1 there. I thought Layla was gonna come out to perform with her dad.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I just want to say real quick, to compete with Dev's Festival, we gonna call up Van Hunt. Van Hunt's coming through now, so forget Dev's Festival. Come on down to Corey Fest.
I was thinking maybe
that's a festival.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe you could have one day Corey and then one day Dev, so that way,
All right, fair.
But you gotta buy tickets for each one, so which tickets? They competing for tickets.
But
they could be a 2-for-1 deal.
Inside Voices Festival, day 1, Corey. Day 2, Dev. Boom. There we go. One ticket every month.
All right, man. And see, that's our musical process. At first, it seems like, how are they going to bridge the gap? And then we do, and it just works out.
It works out. Definitely. Well,
I got one more. Oh, my fault. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, you know how they have like Roots Festival, there'll be 2 days. So we can have 2 days, it's fine.
Yeah. Now I got one more question. When it comes to the location, is that important to you guys when you're recording? Do you have to be around something like water or, does that matter?
I think that for the ideation phase, no offense to New York, I find that like getting out of the city is just like the best thing you can do for yourself in terms of just like coming up with ideas. Because I think that the best ideas come when you're in an open headspace. And I think that like getting somewhere where there's not a lot of stuff distracting you, maybe you're a little bit further away from friends and family and the normal concerns you have just as like a person in a metropolitan area. I always just find fruitful stuff there. I mean, a lot of Inside Voices was written, or at least the initial ideas were written in like a week period where we were in like a studio out in Pennsylvania, like out in rural, just in the middle of nowhere. It's just like, once you get that space, I'm always surprised at least by the types of ideas that pop up. So don't get me wrong. I think the more certain locations are more inspiring than others, but I think the most important thing, at least for me, for coming up with ideas is just getting some space away from the city.
Yeah, that's right. I think I definitely agree, but I think maybe what's most important for me is like, when there's a couple that's been dating for a while and it's about that time where they're considering moving in with each other. And then inevitably the question comes up like, should I move into yours? Should I move into yours? And then like someone's friend is like, nah, like you don't want to move into each other's space because then you encounter that dynamic of like, oh, you're moving into my space. I have my things, like I have my rules, my custom set up for how my space is supposed to operate. And so like what's supposed to be this like joining of two different lives into one becomes like, I don't know, it feels like there's some navigating that needs to happen. I think for me, like, it's the same thing with finding a place to make music, like finding a neutral space where me and Corey can come in, like, and it feels like we're on equal footing is really, really important, which is why like it was really special when we got the studio space in Greenpoint with some homies, because it just felt like we could both just come in, we both like commuted in, and then that was the space for creating together. There was nothing else. There was no other baggage. There was no like, oh, all right, I got to go do the laundry now. Or all right, I got to go clean up. It was just like, do music and then we get the heck out of there. So yeah, just that kind of neutrality is really special for me.
That's dope. That's dope. So we're coming to the end because I know it's cold outside because I'm in Cleveland. So I know what cold feels like.
Dude, I'm from Hartford, Connecticut, man. It's like a.
You understand? You understand cold too. You understand cold.
Dude,
too. How cold it was earlier. Don't listen to him. He was just like, "Oh, it's cold today."
Hey, that's off the record. That's off the record. We edited that out.
He's being a G right now. You know, he's I'm toughing it out.
we have a special moment when we get to the end. We have a shirt segment, and we like to show off the shirts that we are wearing. I don't know if you guys are prepared, but if you are prepared,
they weren't giving. Okay.
What shirts are you guys wearing today?
All right. Well, I was at the gym. I feel like I can qualify with that. I'm wearing an ultra faded out pink seafood shirt, or at least a pink seafood hoodie. This is like my main gym hoodie, hence why it's been washed probably more than any piece of article of clothing should ever be washed. But I will say that's another person who should come out to the festival, Pink Seafood. Super inspiring. I mean, all the way from the first mixtape, I've been a huge fan. So yeah, I'm happy to rep. What up, Liv, if you see this?
So we got more information in that. For me, I got more information. You don't like going to the gym and being stinky. Like I appreciate that. You wash your hoodies. Like you wash your clothes.
Hey, look, it's already you go to the gym. There's some smells, and it's already full of distinct aromas. I don't necessarily feel like I need to contribute. So
that's facts. I appreciate that. Thank you.
The band is called Bathe, so I have a reputation.
That's true.
What shirt are you wearing, sir?
Heck yeah. So this is just a little sweatshirt. It's by Boot Boys. It's got some names of philosophers and poets on it, but that's not even the important part. It's just a really chill, super dope set of designs. I'm really into graphic tees. I'm a graphic designer too, so this kind of really well-designed garment is really, really in my alley. So yeah, just a little fun little sweater.
Okay, well, I can't pull my shirt up like that, but I'm wearing it's orange and green. It's the orange and green for me. So I attended Florida A&M University, so that's why I'm wearing this today.
I be feeling left out when y'all be doing that. When y'all be wearing y'all college colors and stuff, I'll be like, man, I should have went to school, but instead I was a dumbass, so I didn't go. Like,
man, that'd be a whole nother interview. I know we're wrapping this up, so I won't get into my thoughts on the collegiate system in the U.S. and et cetera, et cetera. But you all right, man? No stress.
Yeah, it's a fucked up system, we know, but what I'm wearing today is my merch. It is my Soops Kitchen merch. I have the More Music, Less Talk. Even though I did talk in here, that's the thing. But my thing is I love just playing music and not talking, and that's my platform. So if you like this, you can go to my link in the bio on my Instagram, and you can purchase Soops Kitchen hoodies.
Love it.
It's the comfortable one too. It's the champion. Like it's the champion one.
I need a poster of that in my studio.
You have a poster?
Let's start.
I need a poster that says "More Music, Less Talk," and I'm gonna tell everybody it's for everyone else, but it'll really just be for me.
So I guess you are the talker of the group, or both of you guys kind of. Yeah, okay. So tell us where we can find you. If where are you on these interwebs? Let us know where people can locate you. And I know you're not on tour now, that you just got off tour, but where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find us everywhere at Bathe Boys. That's our handle for everything, for Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. I don't know if y'all mess with TikTok, but we're there. And then we'll keep everyone updated as far as announcements and for tours. I think the big announcement is already done. The album's out, Inside Voices. Go listen to that on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever the heck else you listen. But yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Every YouTube, Amazon Music, Deezer, Napster, Mediafire. You can find Dev at the rock climbing gym near you. And I'm Post up outside of Blink Fitness on Fulton. You try and get these gains, come see me, man. Let's do this.
This has been a joy. I appreciate you guys for taking the time out and talking with us today, the Soul Qurators. And we will definitely like to have you guys back sometime at the end of the year or maybe next year.
Absolutely.
For y'all, anytime.
To Christina.
Our platform is open to you guys. Whenever you want to come through, let us know. Whatever you want to talk about. If you got something to get off your chest, hit us up. We'll open the doors up for you. Soul Curators is, we here for you. And y'all definitely got to come back.
You're going to regret a good time. You're going to regret offering that.
I'm telling you, I mean, we want, our goal really is to introduce our folks and people to people they may never heard about, So if y'all want to come back and say, hey, we got a quick little hot song, or if you want to just talk shit about something, you are definitely welcome to. Definitely.
And that's the goal. That's been the goal, is to make it as friendly as possible for the artists. Like, we don't want no politics for y'all, none of that shit. Like, we want you guys to come in, feel comfortable, and just feel like it's a family atmosphere. So, like, that's our goal here. And then I hope we've accomplished that so far. And you guys have been a pleasure. I've truly enjoyed you guys.
Likewise, man. If you got some time to fill and you just need somebody to yap, just hit us. You got my phone number, all that. Like, honestly, I don't know anything. Y'all can just hold up cue cards and I'll just go.
Definitely.
It'll be a surprise for all of us. Half the time, I don't even know what I'm going to say next.
Well, it has been a pleasure, and thank you guys for listening to the Soul Curators. I guess this is episode 3, 4? I don't know. Episode 4.
This is episode 2, right?
Episode 3. This is episode 3. Because the first one, y'all, sorry, my bad. It's been a day. Thank you guys for listening, and we are out.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to the Soul Curators podcast, powered by the MPN Network. You can check us out on all streaming platforms where podcasts are available.